Hello, this is Nikki in Niagara coming to you live from Niagara Falls, Canada. Today I have a bookish video for you. I usually line up the books that I'm going to be reading next, especially with my fiction books, so that I don't have too much of a choice to read, or otherwise it'll take me forever to pick what I'm going to read. So I've just gotten to the point where I needed to line up 10 more, and these are fiction books only. I don't line up nonfiction and short story books. They just I just pick what I'm in the mood for at the time when those come. But these are all books that I've picked that I am anxious to read, and I've kind of mixed it up a little bit. I mostly read murders, thrillers, dystopia, horror, that kind of stuff, but I've added a few other little things in here because I do get tired of reading too much of the same genre all in a row, because I like so many genres. Throughout my life, I've been on binges where I did nothing but read fantasy books for 2 years, then I did nothing where I read children's books for 2 years, and right now I'm on the mystery macabre kind of dealio. Okay, so anyways, these are in no particular order, but the books I'm going to choose from in the upcoming weeks, or however long it takes me to read these, the only order that they're in is that they're from the smallest books to the biggest books, because that made a neat pile for me. So the first book is by Linwood Barclay, called The Clouded Vision. This is an older book of his and is basically a novella rather than a novel. I have read all of Linwood Barclay's books except maybe for his newest one. I'm not sure if he has written ahead of the last book that I read by him. But this is... Okay, this came out as an ebook the first time. It's a thriller novella. Keisha Salon, Last Seen in No Time for Goodbye. Okay, so I've read that, though I don't know which one it is at this point. So it'll be kind of a continuation of that. Is a fraudulent psychic who preys upon desperate people, but when she meets a man seeking his missing wife, Keisha walks into a world of danger she doesn't see coming until it's too late. So that's a short little book in my chosen genre. Then continuing on, I have a couple of more short little books. The next one is a book, and I'm going to reread That Was Then, This Is Now. Absolutely loved S.E. Hinton's books, and we read one in grade 7 English, I think. I don't think it was this. I think it was The Outsiders that we read. But I'd like to reread her books. So most people know what this is about, but I'll read the back anyway. Does growing up have to mean growing apart? Brian and Mark have been as close as brothers for as long as they can remember. Now things are changing. Brian's growing up and thinking seriously about who he wants to be. Mark still just lives for the thrill of the moment. The two are growing apart, but holding on, until Brian, I think I've been calling him Byron, Brian makes a shocking discovery about Mark. Then Brian faces a terrible decision, one that will change both of their lives forever. So, classic book, and a reread for me. Then the next book is more of what you would call a elementary or middle school book, and this is Lizard Music by D. Manus Pinkwater. I've read a few of Pinkwater's books, not very many. I have no idea if I've read this or not. It looked familiar, and I just love rereading books from my era of childhood. So this book was originally written in, let's get the copyright page. This was originally written in 1976, so I would have been the age, the appropriate age at the time to read this book, though I am pretty sure I have not read this one. I'll read you the back. It's called Lizard Music. I don't know if you'd rather look at my face while I read or the book cover. Oh, we do both. Okay. When his parents go away for 2 weeks, Victor goes on his own vacation right at home. He stays up late, falls asleep with his clothes on, orders pizza with anchovies, and mainly gets to enjoy his favorite TV news program without interruption. In the midst of all this fun, strange things start to happen. After the Late Late movie one night, Victor sees a weird program in which a lizard quintet plays some great sounding music. Then Victor meets the Chicken Man, an odd guy with a chicken named Claudia under his hat and lots of aliases up his sleeves. That was a little bit like Gonzo. As if this weren't enough, Victor discovers that the pod people have invaded the Earth and have taken over a late-night talk show. Somehow everything is connected, and somehow the Chicken Man holds the key. There is only one way to get to the bottom of this, so Victor calls up the Chicken Man, and together they... ... So Pinkwater's books are fantastical, but they're also realistic, dealing with the typical children's things. Okay, so now we're going to get onto the bigger books. This one is an advanced reading copy that I got from the publisher, Random House Canada. Kelley Armstrong, I like her books. I haven't read too many of her adult fantasy books. Actually, don't think I've read any. I've read her new adult thriller books, and I've read mostly more of her books. This one doesn't say whether it's or not, so let's read the back and find out. Oh, you know what? I read the back of this one already when I did my book haul of what came in the mail. So I'm not going to read the back again. There's no point in me rereading backs of books in every different video that they show up in. So anyways, quickly, sounds like it's a book, and it's kind of a creepy mystery type book. Okay. And then the next one we have is a Japanese light novel. That's what they call their books that are kind of like manga themed, but are actual real novels. And sometimes they have pictures, but I mean, we're talking once in a blue moon, there's an illustration. So this one just sounded really good. NISIOISI is the author, and he or she is supposed to be a really popular novelist in Japan. So this one sounded like the type of thing I like. It's called Decapitation. That's the series, or whatever you want to call it. This is the Kubikiri cycle, and the book is called The Blue Savant and the Nonsense User. So Japanese books have very interesting titles when we read them, when they get put onto their English versions. So let's read the back of this. A dropout from an elite Houston-based program for teens is on a visit to a private island. Its mistress, virtually marooned there, surrounds herself with geniuses, especially of the young and female kind, one of whom ends up headless one fine morning. And that's all it says. The rest of it's all about the author. It's award-winning, top-selling. So, yeah, this is in my theme of, I would say maybe it's going to be horror. Okay, then the next book I have is an advanced reading copy, and it's way, way, way not advanced anymore. This one, I believe, well, it was sent to me by the publisher, Random House Canada, but this was sent to me in a set of 3 books that my contact there just sent to me and said, I think you'll enjoy these 3 mysteries, and no pressure or anything, but this one sounds good, and I haven't been able to get to it. So, it says, an enthralling psychological thriller. The girl before spins one woman's seeming good fortune and another woman's mysterious fate through a kaleidoscope of duplicity, death, and deception. Emma. Reeling from a recent break-in, Emma wants a place to live and discovers 1 Fulgate Street, an architectural masterpiece, sleekly designed with soaring ceilings, but there are rules for tenants. The house's enigmatic architect likes to retain full control of the surroundings, mandating, among other things, no clutter of any kind. The space is ingeniously crafted to transform its occupant, and it does. Jane. After a personal tragedy, Jane needs a fresh start. She instantly falls in love with 1 Fulgate Street and is strangely drawn to its aloof but seductive creator. Moving in, Jane soon learns about the mysterious death of the house's previous tenant. While trying to untangle truth from lies, Jane unwittingly follows the same patterns, makes the same choices, and experiences the same terror as the girl before. Ooh, I'm looking forward to that one. Okay, then the books coming up here I have already read the backs of when I showed them to you in my haul video. So the next one from is Kathy Reichs' latest book, which will be coming out in July. This is a standalone and I'm very excited to read it. And then we have one of my favorite authors. This is her new book, Jennifer McMahon, and the new book is called Burntown. As far as I can tell, this one has a bit of a paranormal thriller sort of bent to it. And this will be coming out, oh, it's probably out already. It says tentatively April 25th, so this one is probably out already. Then the next one is, and did I, not sure if I told you guys about this one. When is it? When is it published? 2017. I don't know. I can't find the month on it. Okay, so anyways, this is Paula Hawkins' newest book, Into the Water. She is the author of The Girl on the Train, which I haven't read. Oh yes, I do remember. I do remember telling you about this book in my last book haul. So yeah, I'm not going to read the back of it, but it's a, you know, psychological thriller or whatever. And this will be the first book I've read by Paula Hawkins, because I did not read The Girl on the Train. Not because I don't want to, but you have to go watch my other video to find out what I had to say about that, because I'm not getting on that train again. And finally, since most of these books are psychological thrillers, horror, I picked a book that was completely different. One other genre of books that I love is Southern fiction. I absolutely love quirky characters. And one thing is for certain, when you're reading a Southern fiction book, is that you're going to get a group of quirky characters. So, Fannie Flagg I have read before. I've read, of course, the Green Tomatoes book. And I read one that was called Baby Girl or Baby World or something like that. Her books always have really cool titles. This one is called The All-Girl Filling Station's Last Reunion. And I love the picture on the cover. It's of a gas station. It's on Route 66, or, well, no, not. It's Phillips 66. So yeah, that's really cute. I like that. Okay, so let's read what it is about, because I just picked this. I didn't even actually read it. I just wanted to read that. Okay, the one and only Fannie Flagg, beloved author of Fried Green Tomatoes at the Whistle Stop Cafe. I've read that. Can't Wait to Get to Heaven. I haven't read that. And I Still Dream About You. I have read that. Is at her hilarious and superb best in this new comic mystery novel about two women who are forced to reimagine who they are. Oh, okay, so it's a mystery on top of being everything else I expected. Mrs. Sookie Poole of Point Clear, Alabama, has just married off the last of her daughters and is looking forward to relaxing and perhaps traveling with her husband, Earl. The only thing left to contend with is her mother, the formidable Lenore Simmons Krakenberry. Lenore, I just love the names of people in Southern books. Lenore may be a lot of fun for other people, but is, for the most part, an overbearing presence for her daughter. Then one day, quite by accident, Sookie discovers a secret about her mother's past that knocks her for a loop, and suddenly calls into question everything she ever thought she knew about herself, her family, and her future. Sookie begins a search for answers that takes her to California, the Midwest, and back in time, to the 1940s, when an irrepressible woman named Fritzie takes on the job of running her family's filling station. Soon, truck drivers are changing their routes to fill up at the all-girl filling station. Then Fritzie sees an opportunity for an even more groundbreaking adventure. As Sookie learns about the adventures of the girls at the all-girl filling station, she finds herself with new inspiration for her own life. Ooh, that sounds good. So I will put that into the mix when I've read a few of the thrillers and I Need a Light Break. But yeah, so I'm really excited to read those 10 books, and who knows what order it'll be. It'll be whichever one I feel like reading at the time, but I'm hyped up about all of them. So you will see them in my upcoming videos, Monday videos, we hope, of what I'm currently reading. So thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye!